Okay, what on earth have I bought this for? The answer is I don't really know. It's a 16mm professional projector, a rank Aldis. It's a sound projector. It does optical and magnetic. I paid £15 for it. It came with 2 films, and it sort of works. It had no take-up spools. What I've done is I've taken one of the films off the take-up spool and added it to the other spool, so you can probably see that the change between the 2 films there. So I've done that. I found out that it powers up, and I've kind of figured out how it works by now. I've had it a couple of hours now, so I'm going to try and take you through what I know. Basically, you've got backwards, stop, forwards with half a light, and forwards with full light. There's also a backwards with half light as well. Don't know what that's for. This is for doing 18 to 24 frames per second. The films I happen to have got with it are 24 frames a second, which is why it's there. It does have an issue going between the two. You have to be a little bit fiddly, but eventually it does lock into 24. This is for switching the amplifier on and off, and volume control. There's little things like a little projectionist lamp there. I found out that if you want to rewind tapes, you've got to put it into backwards mode, and you've got to pull this little lever out as well. Otherwise the tapes reels don't go very fast. This is a splicer, but I think it's a splicer just for cutting the end of the leader tape so that it goes through this automatic threading system. Basically, you just put the film in here and it automatically threads its way around. Basically, hang on, I better clean the gate actually, because when I just run it a second ago, there's a bit of dust on it. Yeah, so basically the film comes in, goes around this sprocket here, goes around a loop. This is the gate here where it actually does it actually shines the light through. It goes through another loop here, through another sprocket thingy-majig, gets wrapped around the optical reader in here. I'm going to guess the magnetic reader's in there as well. And then it just basically shoots out the back up here and then onto your take-up spool. The film goes through very fast. I mean, when you think that it's going at 24 frames per second, and you know it must be going at least a foot a second, I believe. But anyway, so I'm going to show you it running with a bit of luck. So you've got to switch it on. You've got to sort of like, I don't know whether I can do this one-handed. Let's have a look. You've got to like push this button down and feed the filament at the same time. There it goes. And the film gets thrown out the back. It's got to go around there, and then it's got to go onto the take-up spool. I need a bit more. Okay, once that's done, you can switch it on, put the lamp on, and hey presto, you have a picture. The sound's not working, so that's supposed to, hang on, just switch it on first of all. So that's supposed to be for playing like background music off a record player or a tape, I believe. That's optical, and you can see it puts the optical light on. And then you've got magnetic, and that puts this valve meter, this thermionic meter on, which probably gives me a hint that this is probably going to have valve technology in it. And if it's got valve technology in it, that should make it very interesting to repair. And then you've also got a feature where you can record magnetic sound as well. Now this particular film is optical soundtrack, so in theory I should just press that and I should have sound, but I'm not getting not even a buzz out the speaker, and I did try plugging in an external speaker and I'm not getting any sound out of that either. So there's definitely something wrong with the sound stages in this. Maybe when I get the sound working it'll give me more clue as to what the film's going on about. This is focus. This is for setting like the vertical height of the film. You've got a splicer here, which I think's really meant for trimming the leader of the film so that it goes through nice and smoothly. This thing's like a frame advance, I believe. These are releases for these arms, so you can fold it away. And I don't think there's anything more to really say about it. On the other side, we've got speaker output. Fortunately, one of the little, or two of the little vents are broken off there, but you know. And then over here, we've got, looks like microphone, and it looks like record input, voltage selector. That's the internal speaker, which is not working. There's an awful lot going on in there, I'll tell you. Can't see any valves in there though. It could be transistor, I don't know. As you can see, the film's about to end. The black and white film is now going into a strange war thing, which I can't quite explain. So here we go. So it says fin, and then the film comes through, and as you can see, the projector automatically stops itself. So now I can put it to forward without the lamp. No point waste damaging the lamp, and I push this down. That makes it go forward again. So I push that back down. Right, so now to rewind the film. Okay, so it's now threaded across. So I put it into the rewind no bulb, and then I pull this lever out until it locks, and it rewinds quite fast and quite easily. Okay, so we're done with that. So we can turn that off. I can pull that film off there. Pull that spare spool off there. Press this button here. Retracts that. Press that button there. Retracts that. And then the lid, which is here, and which contains some rudimentary instructions, and also includes the place where the spool was supposed to be, and also includes something that wasn't going in there. What that was, I don't know. Anyway, that then can go back on there, and then it locks with that catch. Sorry, locks with that catch there at the top, and it's ready to be transported back to wherever it was supposed to be. Well, based on the good old internet, I've managed to get the sound working. Basically, there's a fuse at the back which can blow for very simple reasons, such as there's a short on the speaker or something like that. So that might be what's happened, and it's blown the speaker, blown the fuse, and it's quite a simple fix, really. While I was in here, there's quite a lot going on in here. Obviously got this huge transformer here, which I'm guessing is for the lamp. I think the lamp's low voltage, which is fair enough. Don't know what these big capacitors are for. Could possibly have something to do with smoothing out the light. This is the motor down here, which looks very much like a sewing machine motor. This, I think, is the amplifier board, which again, it's got a cooling fan on it, which is a bit unusual. There's a big fan at the back here for cooling the light down. It looks like it's one of these fans with unequal blade spacings to cut down buzz hum. There's a big flywheel in the back here, big heavy thing, which is no doubt connected to a capstan in order to reduce water and flutter on the sound stage. The sound optical sensor just on the other side of it. I don't know what else to say about what's in here at the moment. I'll power it up and I'll just show you. Oh, I can show you something else. This here, this thing here, which looks like a, oops, perhaps I shouldn't have done that. That's the shutter. So unlike a camera, which has you know, quite elaborate shutters, basically this is like a windmill that's going past the light. So it's off, on, off, on, off, on. Simple as that. This here is the film advance, as far as I'm aware. So it'll go off, on, off, on. Hang on, let me get it right. Which way is it go? I don't know now. I think it might go that way. Oh, right, it doesn't matter. Anyway, it'll go off, on, off, on. And during one of its off stages, it'll advance the film. So the reason it does this is, if you imagine that we're showing the film at 24 frames per second, what actually happens is there's 3 on-off flashes per frame, which gives the equivalent flicker rate of whatever that is, 70. And the film just gets advanced on one of the closed shutter intervals. There's quite a lot of circuitry involved with the voltage selector. Right, so I'm going to power it up. There you go, you can see it all spins around at quite a velocity. There's 2 of the belts in here. It's got like a sewing machine, really. So yeah, I'll package it up and I'll quickly show you the film playing with sound, and then that'll be the end of this little video. Well, I've definitely got working sound, but it's not exactly going to help me figure out what the hell this is about.
Toutefois, pour élever les 6 enfants, j'ai abandonné. Mère de vérité
l'accesso è sul l'ufficio Monte.